For the past 3 weeks, this had not left my face. I used them to navigate New York City at night. I wore them on stage in front of hundreds of people at AWE 2026. I even wore them inside a movie theater. And not one person around me knew these were smart glasses. Someone even stopped me to ask where I got these retro-looking cool glasses. Not smart glasses, just glasses. Their words, not mine. Oh, they look like designer glasses as well. Just look at all those frame options on Kitty's hands. MemoMind paid me to make this video, but I work for you, not them. I'm gonna show you everything they want you to see, and then I'm going to tell you a couple of things their marketing or other influencer will not dare to talk about. Because the most private AI glasses of 2026, the one with no camera, a nightmare, might also be the most invasive thing I have ever put on my face. The AI is listening to everything I said, 24 hours a day, build a long-term memory of me.
What?
In this in-depth review video, I'm going to tell you why this is a gift for someone as forgetful as me, and why the same feature is potentially dangerous, not for me, but for everyone around me. If you love AI, this is your future. If you fear it, this is a tech you need to know to protect yourself from. Let me show you why. I am paying touches on this AI glasses using only my head. A hidden feature to show you how good the 3-dot tracking inside MemoMind One is. So another Meta Rayban display or the even reality G2, you do not need an extra wearable to control this. Just your head and your voices, which suits me because my glasses are already the first thing I reach for every morning. As someone who has very bad vision, -5 in both eyes with strong astigmatism, I cannot even order the Meta Rayban display, which only support up to -4. So none of these AI glasses are practical for me, unless they can make my prescription. Well, MemoMind One does, because ZEISS, yes, the camera lens company that also make the lenses for the Apple Vision Pro right here, make my prescription lens for the MemoMind. To be fair, the Even Reality G2 fit strong prescription as well, but they make their own lenses in-house. As a cinematographer and a heavy Apple Vision Pro user, ZEISS is the only glasses maker I trust. Another thing I noticed is the glasses is very balanced. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so we've worked hard to achieve that. And the whole goal was to well balance the weight between the up and the down. And since we have 2 speakers there, that's our way to well balance the old glasses. And so when you wear them, it's very comfortable.
Where is the battery located in the glasses?
Here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Again, I've been wearing this for the past 3 weeks. Most of the time, I forget about it, and it just become my glasses. I can turn off the head-up display right here under the interaction feature, highly recommended by the way, and the glasses just become a regular everyday pair of glasses until I hit this button right here to wake up the AI. So at the core, this is a stylish, well-built, comfortable everyday pair of glasses that I would wear even without the AI or the tech. And because you can fully customize the frame and the color, this look like designer eyewear, not a gadget, which is exactly why people keep mistaking them for a regular glasses. Okay, let me back up my statement here a little bit. Most reviewers you saw on the internet are using a pre-production unit without actual optical prescription glasses. So, what is the actual weight of this whole thing right here for someone as blind as a bat like me? Here is the weight of my Rayban Meta with prescription. And here is the MemoMind One with prescription. So the weight is actually the same. As you can see right here, I wear my Meta Rayban every day. So I am used to the glasses that is a bit heavier. You might not, even though the weight distribution is better on the MemoMind. it is still heavier than your everyday glasses. So do be aware before you invest. Now, the display. This is the biggest strength of these glasses. Here, I am using it indoor at AWE 2026 in Long Beach, California. The text is bright, sharp, and clean. MemoMind is built by XGenie, a projector company, and a projector are built to beat ambient light. It's not a full color display though, like the Meta Display or TCL. It is monochrome green, like the Event Reality G2 and the Rokid, because your eyes are more sensitive to green, so it takes less power to push a brighter image. Brightness is where MemoMind wins. Most of these green displays sit around 1200 to 1500 nits. MemoMind push 2000 nits at the same resolution as the G2. But the real question is 2000 nits enough? I used the brand new Google Map feature to walk myself to the Long Beach Convention Center in full California sun. And when the sun points straight into the glasses, even 2000 nits is not enough. The text wash out. This is just how waveguide display work. The projector brightness drops significantly under a bright light source. But there is a fix. MemoMind actually including a clip-on sunglasses shape, and it is free for anyone who put down that $30 pre-order deposit. Now, can the people around you see your green text? Oh, welcome to New York City! Oh, spinning. Okay. Oh my god, I'm not dizzy. I'm pretty dizzy right there. But yeah, we're in New York City! We did a spinning text right here, all angle, 360 degrees. And yes, you do catch a fake green blur at certain angle on the rectangular display right here, but it reads like a reflection or a fake green glow on the lenses. Nobody is going to know you are reading text unless they watch this review. Your screen is invisible to everyone but you. Remember that word, invisible. It comes back later, and not in a good way. So for display, this is very impressive. If you cannot see your display, it's kind of pointless to have one, am I right? And that is the reason why I picked MemoMind over other competition. Audio. Now, let me talk about another selling point of the MemoMind, the Harman speaker built-in. I am a DJ and a producer. Harman, owned by Samsung, is one of the best brands for speaker. I have a Harman speaker right here at my house, so I was glad to hear MemoMind brought in Harman to design their audio. This is a feature you need to turn it on in your app right here. In the latest firmware update, we can actually hear significant bass and audio improvement. So the early review of bad audio is not true anymore, or at least in the Harman Audio EFX enhancement mode right here. But again, there is a design problem. This is with the volume halfway up in the quiet mode. You can barely hear the heavy techno from my Meta Rayban, but you can clearly hear it from the MemoMind. What about speech or a phone call? On the MemoMind, you can hear it louder from outside the glasses too. And this is not a good thing. You do not want other people to hear what podcast you're listening to and what your AI is telling you to do. And it is all because of this upper speaker right here. Yes, it does add an extra bass and a fuller sound sphere, but I would love, at least in the quiet mode, turn off that top speaker, so the audio only fire downward into my eardrum, so no one else is knowing I'm talking to my AI. Battery. Now battery. And this is the one almost nobody is talking about, right? The spec sheet say 16 hours, every reviewer just repeat it. And technically, that is true, but it completely undersells this. Because in normal, everyday use, I'm getting 2 to 3 days on a single charge. Here is the proof. Not being followed by a robot. Being followed by a robot, guys. Look at that. Do not touch my ass. It's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's not dancing. I wore this for a full 16-hour day. Long-term memory is on. Podcast and music in my ear the whole day. And at the end of the day, I still have 55% left. And there were days I just forgot to charge them. They ran 2, even 3 days straight and kept going. Still caught every conversation, still give me my daily and weekly AI summary, never miss a thing. I have tested a lot of these AI glasses. My Meta Rayban will die in a few hours, and even the brand new Snap Specs, just announced at AWE a couple days ago, only lasts 4 hours on a pair that is over $2,000 US. Just put that into perspective. Battery is the most underrated thing about the MemoMind One. And for a pair you are meant to wear all day, every day, that might matter more than anything on the spec sheet. Oh, also, here is something I like a lot that other reviewers actually do not. The USB charging cable. Unlike Meta, you do not need to carry a charging case to top up your glasses. Just a cable like this. That makes travel easier because I never plan to take this off until I go to bed. So for me, the case is kind of useless. I would rather not carry it in my pocket at all. New York
City on a Friday night.
It's kind of crazy here. Really crazy. And you see the reflection on my glasses. I'm actually trying to look at AI direction. So the AI tell me how to get to my theater. So we're gonna go watch the Disclosure premiere in New York City. And it's crazy here because everybody going to Broadway and stuff. You see, everybody go to Broadway and stuff. It's kind of crazy. MemoMind uses Google Map data to create a simplified head-up display for navigation. There are 2 views, a detailed bigger map view and a miniature map view for cycling, where you want to keep your eyes only on the road. I am horrible with direction, so having Google Map in my view, guiding me turn by turn in a city I have never been to, is great as a travel content creator. New York City, like any other big city, has grab and run problem. Thieves target distracted tourists like me and snatch the phone right off your hand while you are trying to navigate. So now I never need to pull out my phone when I travel, or I can film myself vlogging and not get lost in a big city. New York City, guys! Oh, sorry.
Did you try to hit somebody?
Smack his face.
What's wrong with you?
Besides navigation, MemoMind has all of the standard smart glasses feature, and they are all free. An AI voice recorder, an AI translator with 26 languages, AI caption, and an auto-scroll AI teleprompter. And I found the AI voice recorder incredibly useful for technical and engineering work. I'm not just a YouTuber, by the way. I am an immersive camera technician and operator. My day-to-day conversation with my colleagues are very, very technical and usually pretty hard for me to remember every detail. MemoMind can record a long conversation over 30 minutes and give me a summary, a strategies, and a actionable insight. For example, at AWE 2026, I record a technical panel about the Blackmagic immersive camera, and it caught all of it. Number like 8 and 16 terabyte, new standard like ProRes SIMT 2110. And here is the crazy part. It caught a product name that was announced on stage. The Zoo encoders right here. Something so new that you could not even Google it. And it even generated a actionable to-do list. After the panel, I was just chit-chatting with my colleague there and about our upcoming Burning Man live production. And without me lifting a finger, I pull out 2 real actionable items. 1, contact David from Blackmagic to try to get a camera rental. 2, build a dust-proof climate control rig that can survive the desert. These are the practical things I always meant to do and then completely forgot. Not this time though. The new to-do item showed up in my to-do list under calendar, which the glasses can help me to track and set deadline for. It is like having a very sophisticated assistant that understands my niche industry, hang on every word I said, and make sense of my very messy, disorganized brain. So if you are someone like me, very smart but very disorganized, the MemoMind AI Recorder is going to be really useful. It helps you to get a lot more done with auto-generated actionable to-do item and high-level reasoning. Oh, did I mention this is also free? And the reason MemoMind can do all that and feel smarter than the general purpose AI like Meta AI or Grok is that MemoMind AI picked the best model for each job. It worked a lot like Perplexity. It picked Claude Opus 4.8 for advanced reasoning, Gemini for large context tasks, and ChatGPT for deep research. It does not lock you into a single LLM. It judges the complexity of the task at hand and route accordingly. So it feels smarter than a general purpose AI agent. It is very useful for academia work and complex tasks, that area where you really want AI to watch your back. I do not need AI to be a search engine. I have Google for that. MemoMind AI helped me think with the latest model and help me remember the finding, which is practical. Translation and caption are pretty standard this day. They just work. You do not need me to demo that again for you. All AI glasses should have this come as a standard feature. The AI teleprompter was probably the biggest reason I would buy this type of small glasses, but it turned out to be a total disappointment and a very impractical use case. Let me explain. Because this one matter for content creators. If you are a creator who never wear smart glasses, teleprompter just sounds like a dream. Load your script, right? Film anywhere, and now every line without memorizing. That is exactly why I wear an Apple Vision Pro to read my script. Not because it looks cool in public, but because I actually need it. So I assume the small glasses like MemoMind should do the same thing. But they are not. And I am not single out MemoMind right here. It is every pair of display glasses. The even Reality G2, the Rokid, the Meta Rayban Display, the TCL, all of them. And here's why. These glasses are all 3-dot, 3 degrees of freedom. They track which way your head is pointing, not where your head is in the physical space. So the display is glued to your view. It cannot be pinned to a fixed point in the room the way a window can be on Meta Quest, Vision Pro, or the latest Xview Aurora with Android XR, which are all 6-dot. For a quick glance, a turn arrow, a notification glued to your view is fine, but reading a full script is a different story. The text is glued to your head, right? And reading out loud meaning your head is never stop moving. So the text never settles. It is like trying to read a text message in a moving car. A 6-dot headset pin your script in a fixed point in the room. You move, it stay put, like a real teleprompter bolt to the wall. And that is the whole differences. So those ads of someone reading a 5-minute teleprompt of their smart glasses in a meeting, very misleading. To really read a long script, you have to lock your head still and scroll with your eyeball. And your viewer can tell you are reading even if they cannot see what you are reading. You look like a robot with your head bolted onto your shoulder. It just looks awful. Only people who have built for AR and XR really get this. So here is one more reason not to trust spec sheet or influencer reviewing this who have never worked in the XR industry. They strip out the one thing that Bogey hasn't got right, 6 degrees of freedom word tracking. And then they call these small glasses better because they are smaller and lighter. Smaller must be better. Common sense, right? Wrong. If you have never built in AR, you do not even notice what they remove. You just seen a smaller gadget and call it an upgrade. But in reality, even simple AR like the teleprompter or a long article is far more comfortable in that big headset right here. They love to make fun of. There is a reason you have not seen Apple smart glasses just yet. My bet is that they will not ship until they solve exactly this problem. Every feature I just showed you is free, including the problematic AI teleprompt feature. No subscription. For most people, those are all you need from a pair of smart glasses. But there's one feature that is not free. One thing that they charge for, $20 a month, and it is the most powerful thing these glasses can do. It is also the most unsettling. It is called long-term memory. The AI voice recorder, the free one I just showed you, only remember one conversation you tell it to record. But long-term memory, remember all of them. They call it your second self, and it does not even need your phone to do it. Your glasses has onboard memory right here, and it can hold hours of conversation on their own. So even when your phone is disconnected, the capture never stops. And after 3 weeks, I start to see why. Every day, the summary got sharper. The glasses were quietly turning my capture date into something that I could search. What did I decide last week? Who say what? And when did I feel most energized? Their pitch is search anything you have ever lived. And let me tell you, it freaking works. The longer I wear this, the more it learns me. This is incredible. It is also sci-fi level scary. A device that could end up know me better than I know myself.
But that is the part I signed up for. I bought this. I knew. None of my friends, my family, or my coworker did. They never agreed to feed their data into my AI for free.
Everything I just showed you, the memory, the second self, all of it is built on one thing, listening. And it does not just listen to me, listen to the people I talk to. They are the people who really matter. Think about it. Your friend telling you something like personal, your coworker, your partner, your client, and AI read those conversations, summarize them, and file them into a memory you can search forever later. They said those things to you, not to your AI. Remember earlier, the glasses is invisible for your display. Invisible was a good news. Nobody can read your screen. But the recording is also invisible too. No camera, just glasses, right? And that is the selling point. It is also the problem. To be fair, there is a small light right here that came on when AI is listening. Meta does that same thing too with their camera. But out in the wild, in the real world, who is going to notice a tiny light on someone's glasses and know what it meant? Almost nobody. And this is where this video stopped being a gadget review. I'm not a lawyer, by the way, but in almost a dozen states, including California, the state I'm in, it is illegal to record a private conversation unless everyone agree. Everyone, not just you. The technology is here, but the law is not caught up yet. So do me a favor, look this up for your own state. Whether you buy a pair or not, just educate yourself. So how do you actually protect yourself? Not just from this, but from all of them. Because MemoMind is not the only one. Meta Rayban, even Reality, Rokid, they all do some version of this. Some just listen, some have a camera that can record video too. This is a whole new category now, not just one product. And remember how I said this looked like a regular pair of glasses? And that is the problem. You cannot always tell anymore. So when it matters, just ask. Are those smart glasses? Are you recording? If you are about to say something like private, NDA, you can ask the person to, pause it or just take those damn things off. That is not rude. That is your right. And that is the real reason why you watch a breakdown like this. Even if you never want to buy a pair of this, knowing this tech exists is what protects you from it. The people who get caught off guard are the one who did not even know it was possible. Now you do. The privacy, talk about that.
Yes, so privacy is a real concern. In the media right now, it's a hot topic, right? With the glasses that have cameras inside. So since we don't have cameras, at least this specific privacy thing is not on our radar. But still, we are very careful with everything that we are recording, analyzing into the AI. We are encrypting a lot of things. We anonymize also the information that the AI can get when they are calculating things to make sure that no personal information are shared in the cloud. So yeah, privacy it's a big concern for us, and we really improve and make sure that all of the functions that we are launching in MemoMind will follow this very strict rule for us. That's
nice. It's a tough question to ask. So you got a Chinese company.
Yeah.
So like in US, they all care about the data. Like what you guys do compared to Meta or other tech giant, like unique for you guys to protect user privacy?
Yeah. So I don't know what Meta is doing on this part. But what we do now is we have open servers in different regions to be sure that if you're in the US, for instance, all the data and everything are staying in the US. Same for Europe and same for Asia.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's it's a privacy concern, but also for speed.
Never share to China. China can't get my data.
Yeah, that's it. If you're not happy with that and comfortable, no issue. If you're in the US, everything stays in the US.
Amazing. Yeah. That's the key point. If you are like me, the one wearing them, well, this is where MemoMind actually ahead of all the other competitors I have ever tested. They build privacy in as a feature, not an afterthought. There is Voiceprint ID. It learns the sounds of your voice, and in a room full of people, the AI know which words are yours, and then they keep your summary and your memory accurate instead of just jumble of everybody else at once. And there is sensitive content filter right here where you can block the AI from ever capturing certain things like credential and banking information. I would absolutely turn those on day one when you get the glasses. And there are no recording hours setting right here, where you can set time when nothing is captured at all. For someone like me who work on NDA film set, where leaking an unreleased movie or project can end your career, that one is not even nice to have, it is essential. Oh, it also runs on devices and encrypt when leave your glasses. So your life is not sitting raw in someone's cloud. No other AI glasses I ever tested give you this level of control. And the fact that MemoMind make privacy as a headline feature instead of hoping you never ask, tell you that they take it very seriously. And it makes sense when you think about who built this. XGenie is a hardware company. They make money selling you a product, not selling your data. Same as Apple. That is the opposite of Meta or Google, where you are the product. So privacy first glasses from a company that does not really need your data to profit, that just adds up. And it is one of the biggest reasons I trust this. But still, notice the one thing all of this have in common. They depend on me, the wearer. I have to turn them on. Voiceprint ID, the filter, the no recording hour, the mute button, every one of them protect me. Not one of them asks the person sitting across the table from me. Their consent is still not a setting. And here is a free business idea. If you hate this kind of stuff, build the opposite. A personal AI blocker. Something that warns you when a pair of this is listening nearby. The more of this that ship, the bigger the market get. You're welcome. Now, if you want to try them on for yourself, MemoMind One goes live on Kickstarter on June 28th. A $30 deposit at MemoMind.com before the launch is fully refundable, and it locks in that sweet $399 price instead of the expensive $599. It also includes a full year of Memory Plus subscription, the one feature that normally costs $20 a month. And it also comes with the clip-on sunglasses shape I mentioned earlier, the one that fixed the daylight washout problem. And if you ever want to test drive the pair I just spent 10 minutes warning you about, that is the cheapest way to do so. And you can always walk away from the deposit if you change your mind. This is a sponsored video, but the opinion was mine, all of it. The good and the uncomfortable. And I think this is the kind of review that's worth your time. These really are crafted for the mindful. I just think being mindful should also include everyone around you as well. And if you want more review like this one, honest, in-depth, and answering only to you, please subscribe. It is the whole reason this channel exists. Oh, I have had this on my face for the past 3 weeks, and they are staying on. I don't care about kimchi's privacy. I will see you in the next one. Ciao.